Hi everyone, hope you're having a good time and life is treating you well. Welcome to one of the ad hoc readings. If you are here, there's a good chance that there's a message in this reading for you. We're going to see what comes up today. If you're new, very welcome, and if you are returning, thank you very, very much for being here. To the new people, my name is Shereen, and thank you very much for joining us. What I do is usually on a Monday, I post a reading for the week ahead to give you some guidance for each day. So I do Monday to Friday, and then there's ad hoc readings whenever I feel called to do one, just like this, where I will ask what messages are there for whatever collective is actually watching at the moment. These readings are timeless, so when you watch it is when you're meant to see it, and they are free. So I do hope that you get something out of them. I'm just quickly having a look at, I feel like I need another deck of cards. Okay, let's take these. I've got to wrestle some of them out of here. All right. We're going to use the Crow Tarot, and we're going to use Carl Gray's Keepers of the Light. Okay. For anyone who's interested. Let's see what comes up. So I'm just going to pull one card from here to see what the theme is that we're dealing with. All right. I feel like there's a particular theme here. Okay, what do we need to talk about today, please? What is this about? Two of them. We've got the Hermit and we have the Seven of Cups. Okay. The Hermit energy is very much about reflection and reevaluation of certain things. It's about withdrawing sometimes, going within, and maybe even being in a hermit phase for quite a while, and then getting to a point where we feel ready to move forward with something, or there is some information that comes through, or some light is shed on the subject. And then the Seven of Cups is about having a lot of choices, and it could potentially be confusing for us. All right, let's just see if there's anything else here first and foremost. I'm sorry about the dog. He wants to come back inside, and we're not fast enough for him. Okay, can I know more about this Hermit? Can we clarify the Hermit, please? What is this about? Thank you. Okay, so King of Swords. This is definitely a decision or something that needs to be made here. The King of Swords is very much about finding clarity, and he's also associated with bringing balance and justice and fairness into a situation. This could also be somebody who's involved in law or law enforcement, someone who's involved in the judiciary system in some way, shape or form, or some legal matters that maybe you've been dealing with. It can just be a situation where you feel something is unjust or unfair or unbalanced in some way. I feel like this is an issue from the past that kind of might have put some of you into a hermit phase where you actually feel like you shut down a bit, or you had to withdraw in order to just, collect your thoughts, or maybe recover from something that felt very unfair, that was quite maybe emotionally traumatic or frustrating in some way. And now there's these options to consider. Can we just clarify the Seven of Cups before I talk about that more, please? Clarify the Seven of Cups, please. What is this about? Five of Pentacles. Okay. Sorry. Let me show you first. I do apologize for the dogs. They're usually inside, but they're playing outside a little bit. All right. The Five of Pentacles can be a mindset where we're not being too positive. And I feel like this is not necessarily the case. Okay. I feel as if some of you may have come out of this hermit energy or this withdrawal because we've had something to deal with. And now we have these choices in front of us, but I feel as if this is almost a potential to default to the negative. Okay, so like expecting the worst in a situation, and that may not be the case here. This card can often be that we have a lot of choices and that we're spoiled for choice. Okay, I call this a good problem to have sometimes, because there's so many options that we get confused. But to have many options is a beautiful thing. So for instance, if you are looking at moving to a new place and you have lots of options, that's really great. It's better than having none. If you're looking for a job and you have lots of options, that's a lot better than having none. All right, so this can be a really good problem to have, but it seems like there's a negative connotation to this, or negative mindset around this. And you have the potential, you have the choice. You can be the crows on the ground who are like scrounging around for scraps, or you can be the crows in the tree that have got the pentacles. You can elevate your mood, you can elevate yourself. This was actually a very strong theme for this week as well. Obviously, if you're watching this, it is timeless, but I'm just mentioning, if anybody's watching it within this time frame, that this is possibly very relevant. Okay, let's see what the most likely outcome is here. Let's ask that. What is the most likely outcome to the situation, please? What is the most likely outcome? Okay, I was just thinking there's a couple probably. That's a bit too many. Let's just see here. Okay, all right. That makes sense to me. So no matter who you are, no matter what the situation is, if you're watching this, the outcome is going to be positive. All right, Knight of Pentacles. A long-term condition suddenly changes. There's physical change. So you see the tangible physical 3D evidence of that happening. For some people, there's the Knight of Cups. Again, a knight shows a long-term condition suddenly changes. This is energy going out, energy coming in anytime you see a knight. This is, again, emotional fulfillment. Messages coming through as well when we see knights that can come through that are going to give emotional satisfaction or relief, as well as you're going to see a tangible thing. And this is very much associated also with following what we really feel guided to do. It's about finding pleasure and satisfaction in things. It's the pursuit of happiness. Okay, then we also have the Nine of Pentacles, which is also a blessing. It's really wonderful. And please note, when I said you can choose, I'm covered in goosebumps. This is very important for somebody. When I said you can choose to be the crows on the ground that are scrounging for scraps, or you can choose to be the crows in the tree that have the pentacles. Look how this crow flies up. He chooses to leave the crows on the ground, and he chooses to elevate himself. He chooses to elevate his thoughts, and his thoughts become things. So he attracts better things. All right. This is wonderful. And then finally, we have the Three of Pentacles. So this is being able to build something, to build a foundation for yourself. It's collaboration. It's working together. It's potential for partnerships. It's something that you start building that is going to have long-term effects and has the potential to be something quite beautiful. All right, so no matter what the outcome here is for anybody, the bottom line is take yourself out of this heavy phase of whatever this is that has happened in the past. Leave the past behind. Choose to be elevated. Choose to move to a different mindset, because when we have a mindset shift, we have a reality shift. Okay. I'm going to pull guidance from here. Let me just see what the bottom of the deck is. Two of Swords. All right. This is about making decisions. This is about choices and feeling like we are afraid to make a choice because we can't see what's coming. We don't have the benefits of foresight. But this card encourages you. It says, don't be afraid to take a chance. Okay, things have a likelihood of working out very well. And this is exactly what speaks to this Five of Pentacles, because we have this lack mindset. We have this default setting that says, this is not going to work out, or this is going to fail. And maybe because you've had failures in the past or things that didn't work out, you are expectant. But there's no positive expectancy, there's negative expectancy. Okay, so this is saying take that chance. Just because you can't see what the future holds doesn't mean it's bad. You're making up that story. Allow Spirit to show you what's possible. Okay, so even if there's a blindfold on, you can't see what's coming, you will make the right choice, you will come to the right conclusion, and it's going to have good results. Wonderful. All right, I just want to see if there's any other guidance here, please, from the Keepers of the Light. Let's see if there's any advice. Other than that, I think that advice is pretty good, though. Any advice from this deck, please? I don't think so. Okay, nope. We will use that maybe for another reading another day. All right, I'm going to leave it at that. That is the message, and I hope it reaches whoever needs it. I wish you everything of the best with whatever this is, and I do think it's going to be for the best. Don't be afraid. Remember to keep your communication open with Spirit, and remember to be shown, to ask, to be shown what's possible. These are all beautiful outcomes. The chances of 4 lovely cards like this falling out are slim. And I have to just say once again, when the King of Swords, when I mentioned him, he's also associated with Libra sometimes, which is the scales, balance, fairness, justice. For one of you as well, there's that legal system, that legal situation again, or that unfair situation. Look at the scales. This is when things come back into balance. He elevates himself, and that's how he gets himself to that better position. The Nine of Pentacles is about things in the physical 3D that make us very happy, material things. It can be an unfair legal situation that you had where you lost money, or you've been fighting to get your money back, or something along these lines, and then this is exactly what's going to happen. Okay, and because there are repeats of the number 9 as well, it shows that you are usually at the end of a stage or the pinnacle of an experience just before it changes over into something else. There's a closing of a cycle and the beginning of a new cycle. Okay, so don't be afraid of changes and fluctuations. Without those fluctuations, without a bit of disruption, change cannot occur. If you stay where you are and you stay safe, there will not be change. Okay, so I wish you courage and strength for whatever this is. And have a beautiful day further. Bye for now.